added some wolf's foot that I found.
Ugh.
What's wrong?
In the TV series Lost in Space, Dr. John Robinson, played by Guy Williams, eventually gave up on acting after feeling disappointed with the direction the show took. As the series evolved over its 3 seasons, the character of Dr. Robinson faced various challenges and transformations that led Williams to reassess his acting career. The evolving nature of the show and the shifting focus away from his character's original essence ultimately contributed to Williams' decision to step away from acting. The impact of this decision on Williams' career and personal life underscores the complexities that often accompany success in the entertainment industry.
Let's play the game and see. There's no fun when you know what's going to happen ahead of time.
Season 1 of Lost in Space was a black and white sci-fi adventure. However, in the second season, the show transitioned to color, altering not just the cinematography, but also the overall tone. This change coincided with the show being pitted against Batman on the schedule, which had a more lighthearted appeal. Despite this shift, Lost in Space remained a beloved classic for many viewers.
Their son Will, who recently was graduated from the Camdo Canyon School of Science at the age of 9.
In the final season, the crew and the Robinson family of the TV series get off the planet and embark on an increasingly creative and almost downright crazy adventure. This classic was huge on recycling, which was a necessity due to its nature. It cleverly repurposed props and effect shots to cut down on production costs. By taking original items and applying a little glue and paint, they transformed them into totally different products. This resourcefulness added an extra layer of creativity to the show's production process. The production costs of the TV series were quite significant, especially when it came to the spaceship, the Jupiter 2. Surprisingly, it cost more to produce than the famous Starship Enterprise, coming in at around $350,000, which would be approximately $2.5 million in today's currency. What's even more fascinating is that the computers seen on the Jupiter 2 were actually real. This classic show truly spared no expense in creating a believable and immersive sci-fi world for its viewers.
Would you like to fight and see who's the better man?
Fight. I'd rather be your friend.
You are afraid of me.
In the iconic computers of Lost in Space, you see 3 units set at the controls of the Jupiter 2. These iconic computers appear in numerous sci-fi settings and are made by a real company called Burroughs. Burroughs manufactured business machines in St. Louis. The B205 was a large box with an array of blinking bulbs and had 3 knobs across the bottom. These units played a vital role in the futuristic aesthetic of the show, contributing to the overall ambience of space exploration and technology.
But you have already collected a bag full of useless rocks.
They're not useless to me.
Truly sorry.
In 1965, Irwin Allen pitched the idea of the series to a CBS programmer named James Aubrey, who immediately just fell in love with the idea. A couple of weeks later, Gene Roddenberry pitched an idea for Star Trek, the original series, to the same CBS programmer, and he was turned down because he felt that Lost in Space was the more commercial of the two.
Just remember, they also laughed at Gauguin and Matisse. Pardon me.
In the 1965 TV series Lost in Space, it's kind of interesting that we associate this show with the catchphrase danger. Will Robinson danger? But this phrase was only uttered once in the entire series of the 83 episodes that were produced. It's more likely that you heard the words danger, danger, and they were not followed by any particular name. This was heard numerous times during the show. I think danger. Will Robinson just has a certain ring to it, and that's what we remember. The theme song for Lost in Space was composed by the famous Star Wars composer John Williams. He wrote both versions of the theme song for the show. The first version was used in seasons 1 and 2, while the second version was used in season 3.
Resolve to continue on a voyage into space which can only end in even worse.
In 1965, Lost in Space featured a challenging robot suit. This suit consisted of a 250-pound upper section and a 100 to 125-pound lower section. During the filming of the episode, The Space Trader in 1966, the director insisted on capturing the robot running up to the Jupiter 2 ramp from a distance. Actor Bob May had to wear the full robot suit for this scene. In an unexpected turn of events, Angela Cartwright unintentionally stepped on the tow cable as she ran in front of the robot. This caused a sudden jerk due to the robot's top heaviness, leading to it toppling over backwards. This mishap was briefly visible in the action sequence. Bob May was thrown around and nearly knocked unconscious during the fall, but fortunately sustained minimal injuries. Despite the incident, the robot suit remained largely undamaged, allowing filming to continue seamlessly.
What's that?
A sound.
I know that.
Initially, Irwin Allen was very keen to enlist the help of NASA for the TV series. NASA was equally interested in using the show to promote their work. However, after several conversations, NASA realized that the producer had no interest in scientific accuracy, leading them to distance themselves from the project. NASA's interest in collaborating with Lost in Space faded due to this lack of alignment in vision and accuracy. Despite the initial enthusiasm, the disconnect over the show's scientific portrayal led to NASA's decision to step back from the partnership.
Don't worry. There's nothing more we can do now.
Oh, please, Mom, let me stay too. I can work just as long as Will can.
In the 1965 TV series Lost in Space, it's been long rumored that Dr. Smith was only supposed to be on the show for a few episodes and then be killed off. However, this is actually not true, and probably just a scenario imagined by Jonathan Harris, who is listed as a special guest star throughout the run of the series. This billing occurred because the billing of the other 6 actors was already contractually set before the show went into production. The special guest star billing was done at Harris's request, and the producer agreed to do it that way.
I'm gonna be a king anyway. There's no fun in it.
Of course there isn't. In the meantime, I don't believe that we should mention...
As the TV series progressed, kissing scenes between John and Maureen Robinson were toned down. This wasn't out of any censorship demands that arose, but was basically done to avoid boring, embarrassing, or alienating the bulk of the audience members that were juveniles. In 1965, the TV series was actually originally titled Space Family Robinson. However, CBS changed the title due to concerns that it was too close to the Disney film Swiss Family Robinson. Additionally, Gold Key Comics had been publishing a comic book called Space Family Robinson, featuring a different Robinson family who were lost in space before the show began. After some back and forth over rights issues, the studios reached a deal with Gold Key Comics, allowing them to change the comic's name to Lost in Space. This classic sci-fi series went on to captivate audiences with its intergalactic adventure.
Thank you, my boy.
As soon as I have my cake, I'll bring him back.
All right.
Irwin Allen, the show's creator, was really not a very positive influence on the set, according to some of the cast members. He took things a little too seriously and didn't endear himself to the people involved in the production. Despite many of his films and TV endeavors being highly successful, he had a reputation for being difficult to work with. Robbie the Robot, the famed creation from the 1956 sci-fi classic Forbidden Planet, shares similarities with the robot from Lost in Space. Both were designed by Robert Kinoshita. Robbie made guest appearances on 2 Lost in Space episodes. In War of the Robots, he appeared as a robotoid, and in another episode in 1967, he played a prison guard. These intriguing crossovers added a nostalgic touch to this classic TV series.
I'll have this open in a minute.
In 1965, the TV series Lost in Space saw a shift in the character of Dr. Smith. Midway through the first season, producers were unsure about Dr. Smith's antagonistic role. Actor Jonathan Harris was given the freedom to explore and develop his character further. Harris decided to escalate Dr. Smith's antics especially his insults towards the robot. Despite the comical nature of their interactions, Dr. Smith and the robot's dynamic evolved into a crowd-pleasing Laurel and Hardy-esque routine. This transformation added a new layer of entertainment to the show and captivated audiences. The evolving relationship between Dr. Smith and the robot brought humor and charm to Lost in Space, solidifying their place as fan favorites. This classic series found a winning formula in the unexpected evolution of Dr. Smith's character.
I humbly say, go in peace. The prayers of...
Williams retired from acting after Lost in Space. He gained fame for playing Zorro on TV between 1957 and 1961 before taking on the role of Dr. John Robinson from 1965 to 1968. Initially, he was disappointed with the show. He thought it would be a serious sci-fi role, but as the last 2 seasons progressed, things became increasingly silly, causing him production difficulties. Despite feeling misled by the show, Williams bid farewell to Hollywood, having made wise investments. He relocated to Argentina, where he spent the rest of his days. Lost in Space ended, but Williams found his own path.
All right, you go down there and tell them I have this fella here. If they do as I want, nothing.
The CBS chairman wasn't the only one that really didn't like the way the show ended up. CBS chairman William Paley really prided himself on the fact that CBS produced quality, thoughtful programming, and he absolutely hated the show. He just couldn't understand why it was so popular. He told the executives under him to cancel the thing the minute the ratings dropped. William Paley's strong opinions on quality programming clashed with the popularity of the show, creating a conflict within the network. Despite his disapproval, Lost in Space managed to capture the hearts of many viewers and became a cult classic in its own right. The tension between Paley's vision for CBS and the unexpected success of the show highlighted the complexities of producing television content in an era of changing audience tastes and preferences. Despite Paley's initial disdain for the show, Lost in Space continued to entertain audiences with its futuristic adventures and quirky characters. The clash between Paley's views and the show's popularity serves as a reminder of the challenges faced by television executives in balancing artistic integrity with commercial success. The legacy of Lost in Space lives on as a testament to the creativity and innovation of 1960s television programming, showing that even amidst clashes of opinion, great content can find its audience and leave a lasting impact on popular culture.
I don't see anything but desert. Neither do I.
But there's gotta be...
In early 1968, the TV series was costing about $130,000 an episode to produce, a modest amount for a show of this type. While the final 3rd season episode Junkyard in Space was in production, the cast and crew were informally led to believe that the series would return for a 4th season. The producer had ordered new scripts for the coming season. A few weeks later, CBS announced a list of returning television shows for the 1968 to 1969 season, and the show was not included. The reason for the cancellation was not disclosed, but it is speculated that CBS simply did not like the show, despite its popularity with audiences.
All right, a little more slack. More slack coming up.
Lost in Space was a popular TV series from 1965 that had a significant impact on pop culture. It influenced sci-fi storytelling and introduced new ideas about space exploration. This classic show's legacy includes memorable characters like the Robinson family and the robot, which have stayed in viewers' minds for decades. Despite its age, the show remains relevant today due to its timeless themes of family, survival, and adventure. The themes explored in Lost in Space continue to resonate with audiences of all ages, making it enduringly popular in the world of science fiction entertainment.
Clear. Roger. Good luck. All right now. Don't forget to wait.
We will, Daddy.
When casting the 1965 TV series Lost in Space, key actors were carefully chosen through auditions and chemistry tests. For the role of Dr. John Robinson, Guy Williams stood out with his commanding presence and acting skill. June Lockhart impressed during auditions, securing the role of Maureen Robinson with her maternal warmth. Billy Mummy's audition as Will Robinson showcased his youthful charm, earning him the role. Marta Kristen won the role of Judy Robinson with her poise and grace. Mark Goddard's audition revealed his rugged charisma, perfect for the role of Major Don West. Angela Cartwright's chemistry test with Moomy solidified her casting as Penny Robinson. These pivotal moments defined the stellar cast of Lost in Space.
I sent them to the hydroponic garden to get us some vegetables for dinner.
Madam, I am fully aware that you assigned that.
The director of the 1965 TV series Lost in Space had a clear vision for bringing the story to life. Their creative influences included classic science fiction themes and a desire to blend adventure with family dynamics. The director's style was characterized by a focus on visual storytelling, using elaborate sets and special effects to create a futuristic world. They collaborated closely with the cast and crew, encouraging input and fostering a sense of teamwork to achieve their shared vision. This collaborative approach helped bring depth and authenticity to the characters and their interactions on screen, making Lost in Space a beloved classic of television history.
Oh dear. I'm afraid we'll never be able to communicate with him.
The production of the 1965 TV series Lost in Space involved intricate set design that brought futuristic spacecraft and alien worlds to life. The show was filmed on sound stages with elaborate props and miniatures to create the illusion of outer space. The locations varied from barren planets to lush alien landscapes, all meticulously crafted to transport viewers to distant realms. Logistical challenges were common during filming, from dealing with bulky costumes and special effects to coordinating complex action sequences. Even everyday tasks were made more challenging due to the constraints of shooting in a studio environment. Despite these hurdles, the production team worked diligently to overcome obstacles and deliver a visually stunning show. Innovative techniques and technologies were employed to enhance the visual effects of Lost in Space. The show utilized green screen technology to composite actors into futuristic settings seamlessly. Additionally, practical effects such as puppetry and animatronics were used to bring alien creatures to life on screen. These cutting-edge methods helped create a sense of wonder and immersion for audiences watching at home.
Last off?
Don't worry, Will. We'll be all right.
The musical score and soundtrack of the 1965 TV series Lost in Space played a crucial role in enhancing the narrative and emotional tone of the show. Composers such as John Williams and Richard LaSalle created iconic music that heightened the sense of adventure, danger, and mystery within the series. The use of orchestral arrangements, futuristic electronic sounds, and upbeat melodies helped to capture the essence of space exploration and the unknown. Musicians involved in the creation of the soundtrack were adept at crafting themes for the various characters and moments in the show. The uplifting themes underscored moments of triumph and discovery, while darker, more suspenseful music set the tone for perilous situations. Through a blend of different musical styles and instruments, the composers were able to bring the otherworldly setting of Lost in Space to life. Overall, the music in Lost in Space not only complemented the storyline, but also became an integral part of the viewing experience, resonating with audiences and adding depth to the characters and their adventures. In the 1965 TV series Lost in Space, one of the most iconic scenes is when the Robinson family's spaceship, Jupiter 2, gets caught in a time warp, leading to a dramatic confrontation with a giant alien. The skilled direction by the filmmakers creates a tense atmosphere as the family struggles to escape the alien's grasp, showcasing the fear and determination in their performances. The cinematography captures the vast, otherworldly landscape of the alien planet, immersing the audience in a visually stunning and suspenseful setting. The use of lighting and special effects adds to the intensity of the scene, heightening the sense of danger faced by the characters. Filmmakers and actors alike have commented on the impact of this scene, highlighting how it showcases the show's ability to blend science fiction with human drama. The tension and emotional depth displayed by the actors draw viewers into the story, making them root for the Robinson family as they fight for survival in the face of overwhelming odds. Overall, this iconic scene from Lost in Space encapsulates the show's ability to captivate audiences with its thrilling storytelling, impressive visual effects, and compelling performances, leaving a lasting impression on viewers that continues to resonate to this day. Lost in Space, the 1965 TV series, made a significant cultural and social impact by captivating audiences with its futuristic adventures. The show influenced pop culture by popularizing science fiction themes and showcasing advanced technology. It resonated with viewers through its exploration of family dynamics and the unknown possibilities of space travel. Lost in Space contributed to discussions on exploration, the unknown, and the importance of family bonds. Its characters and storylines sparked imaginations and inspired future generations of sci-fi enthusiasts.
You with us, drill, that's good. Now for platinum.
Lost in Space, the 1965 TV series, received mixed critical reception at the time of its release. While some viewers praised its adventurous concept and special effects, others criticized its campy tone and predictable plot lines. Key reviews highlighted the show's family-friendly appeal and entertaining characters, but noted its lack of depth compared to other contemporary sci-fi series. Audience reactions were divided, with some embracing the show's charm, while others found it to be too formulaic. Despite the mixed reviews, Lost in Space received several award nominations during its run. The show was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Individual Achievement in Cinematography in 1966. While it did not win this award, the nomination itself was a significant recognition of the show's visual elements and production quality. For those involved in the film, these accolades represented a validation of their work and creativity. The nomination served as acknowledgement of the effort put into creating a visually captivating and entertaining series. While the critical reception may have been mixed, the recognition through award nominations highlighted the impact Lost in Space had on the television landscape of the time.
Go tell me what's been going on here, or I'll remove your power pack for a month.
During the filming of the 1965 TV series Lost in Space, the cast and crew often had to contend with unexpected challenges. One memorable incident involved actor Guy Williams, who played Professor John Robinson, accidentally stepping on the lower part of his spacesuit during a scene. The suit ripped, causing a moment of panic on set. Another interesting anecdote is that Jonathan Harris, who portrayed the devious Dr. Zachary Smith, would frequently improvise lines, much to the surprise and delight of his fellow cast members. Despite the show's serious tone, there were moments of lightheartedness behind the scenes, with laughter and camaraderie among the actors, and crew helping to create a warm and friendly atmosphere on set. These personal glimpses into the experiences of those involved in the production of Lost in Space offer a rich tapestry of memories from a beloved sci-fi series.
Fierce. And they were chewing their way right through my hull.
Eating metal?
Lost in Space, the 1965 TV series, holds a significant place in film history, being one of the earliest sci-fi shows on television. Its influence on future filmmaking is notable, as it set a precedent for the portrayal of space exploration and futuristic settings on screen. The series inspired a generation of filmmakers to delve into the realm of science fiction and space-themed storytelling. Its legacy can be seen in the numerous works it has inspired, influencing both TV shows and movies that followed in its footsteps. The impact of Lost in Space on popular culture and the sci-fi genre remains enduring to this day.
I am powerfully wronged.
When reflecting on the 1965 TV series Lost in Space, Many viewers recall how it sparked their imaginations and love for science fiction. Some were drawn to the futuristic technology and space exploration themes portrayed in the show, while others were captivated by the family dynamics and adventures of the Robinson family. For some, Lost in Space was their first introduction to the science fiction genre, leaving a lasting impact on how they perceive cinematic storytelling. Whether it inspired a lifelong passion for sci-fi or simply provided joy and nostalgia, sharing personal experiences and memories of Lost in Space can connect fans across generations and spark lively discussions about the evolution of cinema. By engaging with others who cherish this iconic series, viewers can deepen their appreciation for its influence on popular culture and cinematic history.
Daughter Judith, age 19, was rather heroically postponed all hopes for